Okay, everybody, exciting as week 3 was, it's time to turn the page and start talking about the waiver wire for week 4. My job here, I will give you my favorite waiver ads of the week who are owned in fewer than 1/3 of Yahoo leagues in just a moment, and show you film on a couple of the more intriguing possibilities. But first, let's talk about strategy for folks who might be in slightly shallower leagues. If you watch this channel on the usual, you saw DJ Shark on the regular list last week, and you saw some film breakdown on him to boot. I don't have full confidence that he'll produce every single week. I like him as a prospect, but the Jags' offense is still really conservative with Gardner Minshew. If you wanted to take a 1-week pop and see if you can score another touchdown, not a terrible idea to keep running Chiefs up the waiver wire, Demarcus Robinson and now Mecole Hardman. Here's a reminder that Golden Tate will return in week 5 with Daniel Jones at quarterback, and yeah, I'm not that excited about Frank Gore either, but there it is. And here's the 12-team list and beyond, lesser-owned players worth adding. I'm mentioning Ronald Jones again. He had an intriguing week 1, an absentee week 2, but back to being a lot better than Peyton Barber in week 3. And I don't know how the usage goes going forward, but as a last guy on your bench, that is still how I am sticking with him. Of course, 2 weeks ago, I think today, I did some Ronald Jones film work that you can check out. We've got the Chiefs messing around with Terrell Williams, and if Damian Williams can't play again in week 4 and LaShawn McCoy is nicked up, it's pretty clear Terrell Williams way ahead of rookie Darwin Thompson. And this is a reminder that Chris Herndon will be eligible to return in week 6. So if you're struggling at tight end, he's not a bad and inexpensive stash right now. Okay, when we get back, I'll do some film work on the other 2 guys on this list, starting with Saquon Barkley's replacement. I want to thank Lisa for sponsoring. If you're sleeping on an old mattress that's lumpy and you're waking up stiff and sore, if you're always tired, I can personally recommend getting a new Lisa mattress. Been sleeping on one every night for more than 4 years. I love it. Lisa is a certified B Corp, which means they're committed to best practices environmentally and are extremely charitable, having donated more than 35,000 mattresses to more than 1,000 nonprofits. I think you'll love your new Lisa, but I'm also just some dude on YouTube. They'll give you 100 nights once you get your new mattress to decide whether it's right for you. If it's not, get your money back, no questions asked. We can get you 15% off right now. Lisa.com. Use our code Harris15. Go check them out. Okay, so obviously the only reason in the whole wide world we're talking about Wayne Gallman as the number 1 waiver ad in fantasy, and maybe the number 1 ad we'll see throughout the entire month of September, is this play from Sunday's win over Tampa where Saquon Barkley hurts his ankle. I guess we're fortunate it's not a break or torn ligaments, but it is a high ankle sprain, and he's going to miss at least a month, maybe more, and that begs the question, okay, the next man up is Wayne Gallman. Who's that? Congratulations, here's Wayne Gallman's 2019 highlight, a 6-yard gain on 2nd and 21. Even with Barkley out on Sunday, Gulman touched it a total of 5 times, gained 13 mostly invisible yards. You're not excited about him based on this. And earlier this year, all he did was get a series at the end of a blowout loss to the Cowboys. So yeah, we see him weaving through traffic on a shotgun draw, but again, the circumstances were just not learning all that much. He capped off that drive with this. It was ruled a touchdown. Maybe you'd say, okay, a little bit of push there from Gallman. He's 6 foot tall, 215 pounds. He's big enough. He's not crazy fast, not crazy quick, but he's strong. Again, at this point, I think all he really is a Barkley-shaped hole in the lineup. The most extensive work of his NFL career came in Week 14 last year against Washington. Barkley had gone for so many long runs early in that game that he was tired. So here was Gulman, and I think you see vision. I think you see want to. I'd like to bounce it outside and be quick. I think mostly you see getting stopped, but then having some balance and staying on his feet and making something. Now, by this time in that game, it's 34-0. So again, we are just having to deal with a super limited film base for Gallman here as an NFL player. But I think you're seeing a backup level running back. He went to Clemson. He played on a national championship team. He's not a total chump. By virtue of likely being a starting NFL running back for at least a month, Gallman will find himself in the crosshairs of a couple fantasy crutch arguments. We're going to get the all that matters are situations talk the moment he has a couple good runs and scores a touchdown. And we'll get the, see, you don't need to spend any capital on running backs here for an NFL team. They're all the same. Trust me, they're not all the same. We're not getting Barkley-esque work out of Gulman. He's not that kind of home run threat. But he is a must-add for desperate Barkley owners and probably someone you spend between a quarter and a half of your fab on if you are desperate. Certainly, he's worth the number one waiver claim this week in all fantasy leagues. Okay, I think the most logical receiver waiver ad of the week in scarcer leagues is Phillip Dorsett of the Patriots. Kind of like Gallman, there's a connect the dots feel about Dorsett. He's had some early season success seen in these couple of touchdowns. Antonio Brown gone from New England, and Julian Edelman suffered a chest injury that caused him to leave last week's game. In the short term, you can see the possibility for Dorsett to get increased workload. I do think the underlying question here, though, is will Dorsett be more than that? Will the Patriots be able to support 3 potential starting wideouts for fantasy? Dorsett's calling card coming into the league as a first-round pick of the Colts was elite speed. He ran a 4.33 40. And yet, I'm not sure in his 5th season we see it that much. Here the Patriots are trying him out on a reverse. They do this every so often. I think we know what it looks like when a dude just burns, and I would say that this is not it. I'm not saying Dorsett doesn't have good speed. We just don't see him flex it all that much on film. See if you can see a pattern in the plays I'm showing you here. It takes a really keen eye to see the way the Patriots have often used Phillip Dorsett. Coming up with anything here? So yeah, if the prospect of a 3-yard out route is making your heart race, sweet. Now, again, this is way more about usage than ability, showing you these plays, and there's a chance that A, Edelman, maybe missing time, could lead to different usage, and B, you can put stuff like this down on tape and then cross people up and send him deep. I'm just saying, if we're mostly getting what we've gotten, I think it's going to be a long way to fantasy excitement. And last year, you know what? I'm going to say it, before Josh Gordon was on this team and they had to rely on Dorsett more down the field, I think most Patriots fans were begging Phillip Dorsett to get off the planet. I think he tended to be a little bit clued out and certainly wasn't running past a lot of people when the spotlight was more on him. None of this is to say he can't get open deep. Here, from this season, that's exactly what he does. Of course, it's a blown coverage by number 34 there, Terrell Edmonds of the Steelers, but that's part of what's nice about playing with Brady. He will take advantage, and that's probably why Dorsett is worth a deeper league speculative ad anyway, and then we'll see. In the short term, depending on Edelman's health, Dorsett could be more than that. But what do you think? Are we missing a Week 4 waiver ad favorite of yours that has you outraged? Tell us down in the comments. And of course, check out the podcast every weekday for more extensive takes on everyone mentioned in this show. Find us at harrisfootball.com. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. Write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.